everyone.
Hi, everyone.
We're here to talk about packages.
Yep.
Hopefully you saw our other video, but if you didn't, I'm Jill.
I'm Farrar.
And we're Simplified.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a bunch of packages. So
Yeah.
you want to start us out?
So you can work with us different ways.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, we do hourly consults.
Yeah.
And we just call it our Little Help package.
Little Help, which is really just an hourly.
Yeah, you get us for an hour. You can ask whatever you want, and that's it. We don't do any notes with that. I mean, occasionally we'll send a link or two.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you just get our expertise for an hour.
And there's two of us,
Mm-hmm.
so you get both our expertise, which
Yep.
I think is different than a lot of other places.
Yep.
And we love to do it. We love to just hop on a call and just talk people through things, whatever the issues are, whether it's homeschooling high school or something about college applications. We're just here for you.
Yeah, we review paperwork. I think this is particularly useful if you want someone to check your work, like whether that's the plan for your school year, for your homeschooler, or whether that's like your college list or some aspect of the college application process, your paperwork, whatever that is. Then we do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have a planning package,
Mm-hmm.
which is very similar in a way to the hourly, but you get us for in about 50 minutes or so. We
Yeah.
sit down and we plan for this upcoming school year.
Yeah.
And so it includes us. We ask you questions. You
Mm-hmm.
share what's going on. Depends on your student. If they're
Mhm.
older, sometimes they'll pop in and join us.
Yeah.
And then we do follow that up with notes, detailed notes
Mhm.
that we spend time doing. It's not like we turn around and have it in 10 minutes. We
No.
really talk about things.
Yeah. With that, we're focused on planning one school year. So we're focused on helping you choose the curriculum and the classes, and the schedule and so forth that will work for you for the school year. So, if you've got, a rising 10th grader
Yeah.
or something, you're realizing you need to pivot. If you've got, I feel like we end up doing a lot of these for like 8th graders and
Yeah.
9th graders,
Yeah.
particularly,
Yeah.
in
When
those
you're
sort
new
of transition
sometimes
years.
to the high school and you
Mhm.
don't know what's out there and everything.
Exactly, yeah. And like Jill said, we're not trying to hook people up with a particular provider or a particular curriculum. We really want to get to know you, which is why we meet for that
And
hour.
the student.
And the student,
Yeah.
and figure out what is the right things.
So also we have the same package, but
Mhm.
with a mid-year check-in. So that's where we check in
Mhm.
again mid-year in case you need to tweak anything,
Yeah.
or you're like, this didn't really work. Is there something else we could do?
Mhm.
Or my student suddenly is interested in psychology. Should we pick up something or
Right.
something like that? So
Yeah.
I actually think that's fun too.
Yeah.
I like having the mid-year check-in
Mhm.
because I love to see how students are doing.
Absolutely. With that one, we also provide, a little bit of email support. We'll answer some questions on
Right.
email.
Yeah.
If the suggestions that we're getting don't work, we sometimes add more, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you have like a question, we're
Yeah.
always there. So
Absolutely.
that's easy.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next?
So then the other way that we work with families is with a comprehensive package. And when we're doing that, we're doing all of the things from the homeschool planning package, because part of how we work with families is to really help you use the school year, and really and we do those 8th grade, 9th grade to college, 8th grade to college, freshman to college, sophomore to college.
We have them all.
Yep.
We have
Exactly.
you covered.
And really for 8th, 9th, 10th grade, that planning part, additionally with planning the summer and activities a little bit more.
Thinking about
That's-
testing.
Thinking,
We'll do that a little.
Yeah, I mean, we do some other things, but primarily it is about that planning along with like activities
Right.
and summer planning.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to start students too soon on trying to make a college list. Like sometimes families come to us with like, a 9th or a 10th grader, and they're like, we already have this college list that is our preliminary list, and we're like, let's just wait. Which is because you do want to have a sort of idea of what the possible goals are, but we don't like to push families
or students, to
or
be honest.
Yeah, it's really students. We want to see how school evolves over those years.
We have so much experience. We have 5 kids of our own.
Mm-hmm.
They've been through this whole process, all of them. So they're all either done with college or in college or doing something else. And we've worked with so many students over the years
Yeah.
because we've been doing this a long time. And we just know that for the most part, now there
Yeah.
are some kids who are like, this is my path, and they're on it, and they truly are just on that path for all 4 years.
Yeah.
And they're very goal driven.
But-
But so many are not, and
Yeah.
things change. And we don't
Things
want
change.
anyone to feel they're locked into something when they're 13, 14, 15. It's just so young.
It's too young.
Yeah.
And so we really are just focused on supporting
Yeah.
the schooling path during those years. Starting junior, so at the end of 10th grade, we pivot a little bit.
Yeah.
That's when we start talking a little bit more about testing. Sometimes we've done that throughout, like it depends on the
just
situation.
depends.
And
But we for sure are going to start
yes,
addressing
that's the
it
point
then.
where
Yeah.
we haven't been talking about. Same thing with college visits. Some families are doing them anyway, like and are but that's the point at which sort of by spring of 10th grade we're kind of like, okay,
Just go look at a campus.
go look at some campuses, like go see something local. Junior year, that's when we really shift. And starting midway through junior year, we start meeting one-on-one a lot more with the student. And
Mhm.
Jill and I are sort of sometimes together with them, sometimes alternating.
Right.
And we're building the college list.
Yeah.
And
we're talking about things. You know,
Mhm.
we're talking about goals and what you want to major in
Majors.
and things
Mhm.
like that. We're talking about letters of so the
Yeah.
students get letters of recommendation. We're changing the focus of it.
yeah.
And it becomes more intense. And because of that,
hmm
we often, because up until that point, we usually take all meetings together.
Yeah.
And then starting then, we'll kind of, we have
We'll-
certain
we'll
things
split
that
it up a
we
little bit.
focus on each of
Yeah.
us individually with
Mhm.
students. So students will work with both of us
Yes.
regardless. And same
Mhm.
with parents.
And basically we do it all. We help students with the activity list, all the essays. If they have interviews, we can talk about it. We're just very comprehensive, and we have
Supportive.
specific sort of check-in things. We do have kind of a program and some software online that we use to help manage College List. And so when you sign on with us, you're kind of signing on for a comprehensive package anyway. You're signing on to kind of use that and participate. Now we're flexible. There's not.
We are flexible, but we have our tools,
Mhm.
and we appreciate to keep it on our tools because
Yeah.
it makes it easier for us. Like
And for you,
students and
and
families
for
can go off and
students.
do their own thing too and make Google Sheets or whatever. But our things need to be updated. That's what we use.
Yeah, because we want to support families and so forth. So
Yeah.
we do kind of have some systems.
Yeah.
And then we follow through the entire decision making process.
Mhm.
And
Which is we love.
yeah, we do.
We love to hear where
Mhm.
students got in and what they're thinking about. And,
Absolutely.
And where they might want to go, where they
Uh-huh.
see themselves and everything.
And part of this too is that because we work almost entirely with homeschoolers, and we do work with some schooled students, but mostly homeschoolers.
Mostly homeschoolers.
And because of that, we're also working with parents a lot more than a lot of other college consultants. We're really helping parents with the paperwork
And
and
crafting
holding,
the story.
crafting their story. Yeah, holding your hand throughout the process, because you have a job, which is to be the homeschool counselor, and that's intimidating and scary for a lot of parents.
But
Yeah.
it's an opportunity.
Yes.
And I think that's what a lot of homeschool parents, when they're new to this, don't
Yeah.
understand.
Mhm.
The fact that you control the paperwork for your
Mhm.
student is an opportunity. It's
Absolutely.
not like, oh, the school's making us do course descriptions and, why do I have to do that? And sometimes parents feel like they have to prove something, but that's not it. No, it's like you're given this opportunity.
Mhm.
We help you use it to the best advantage and
Absolutely.
to help you craft the story that's going to go along with your student and what they're crafting in their
Yes.
paperwork. So they come together and they tell this story that matches the goals of the student. That's what we're really focused
Absolutely.
on.
Yeah,
So we love that. We love the parent paperwork. We spend a lot of time on that.
we do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We see it as integral, and we see,
Yeah.
working comprehensively with parents on the paperwork, students on the essays and the list, etc. The other piece for parents is that we want the list to reflect your financial goals. And so we don't do financial
No,
advising.
that's not
We
our-
are not your financial advisors.
That's not our area.
Nope, not our area. But we are very aware of which schools give which types of aid, how aid works,
Yeah.
and
Are you chasing merit? Do you need financial aid?
do you need need-based aid,
Yeah.
and what mix of those,
Yeah.
and so that's a big part of how we work with the college list. So
So-
that's an integral part.
So on the college list, we will talk to parents a bit in the beginning because for the most part, we want students taking the lead for everything because
Yeah.
it's really good for them. They're going to be on college on their own soon,
Mhm.
so they need to really be in control of this process. But that's an important part that parents need to kind of help in the beginning.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's important.
And then, that's our sort of comprehensive approach.
Yeah.
And
We're hands-on.
very hands-on. Yeah.
Always there via email. You need a 20-minute meeting. One of us can always jump on. We really pride ourselves on that, on our availability for families.
We do. We've got some limits in our contract, but it's, mostly, mostly you're not going to run up against them. I mean, only a couple times ever. And we've now worked with, hundreds of families at this point.
Yeah, so it's really great.
Mm-hmm.
We also have our templates available, our paperwork templates for parents to buy, which come with videos for every single one of those. And then you can buy an hourly on top of that for us to review your paperwork. So a lot of families find that's helpful. Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess the last thing I'd say is that every year we try to work with one or two low-income students.
Definitely.
If you are full Pell eligible or QuestBridge eligible, then feel free to reach out to us.
My kids were QuestBridge kids, and it's a wonderful program. If you don't use QuestBridge, you don't have to. But this is in our wheelhouse. We 100% want to support it. I've been there. Please reach out to us. Also, we have a few different services pulled out, like we do college list building or essay support for a student. Those are different. We also do Stanford OHS for other young kids, so that's another package we offer.
And we've also worked in general, like if you're a homeschooler and you've got a student who's applying to competitive high schools, we've worked with a number of families on that.
Yeah. So anything else? Are we missing anything?
What I think is worth pointing out is that we, in addition, and we talked about this in our video, that we have a lot of expertise with students who are twice exceptional or gifted or have learning challenges or disabilities.
Yeah, students with disabilities, students with a health condition. I have firsthand experience with that. We love working with that population. We somehow do a lot of students who are involved in music.
Yeah, that was the other, music and dance. That was the other thing.
I had a music kid.
I
had a couple of music kids. She had a dance kid. We know this now, and we've worked.
And now we've worked with a bunch of kids. Yeah,
so we're
and artists and architects and designers. So we've worked, but particularly a lot of music and dance students.
Yeah. So I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.